A few days have passed ever since the quarantine has started, and we all know how bored we feel. We are trapped in these four walls. During these times, I'm still shooting my videos, still editing them, working on them, and I can publish them. But seeing so far what we've been seeing on social media, I don't think people are much in the mood to learn about animal rights or ethics or be lectured on something else right now. So I've kept those videos aside for the moment. So instead I thought during these times people are bored. What can we do to still educate but entertain you viewers? I got an idea. Why not share a few interesting stories with you? Stories that actually occurred and happened in my life, and stories that can teach us a poignant and important lesson. So today's story is very simple. It all started in the month of around, I could say, May of 2016. It was a beautiful Sunday, and me and my fellow vegan friends had planned to do activism at Marina Beach in Chennai. We all got a bus, we went to the beach, and we all had our tablets in which we'll show videos to the public. We had leaflets, and we would talk to people, encouraging them to go vegan. Do note that when this was happening, I had been vegan now for almost 2 years, and I've been doing activism by actually confronting strangers and talking to them only for about 1 or 2 months. So we all started at 5 p.m. and the evening went on, and we were reaching a good number of people. I found a few people who worked in software companies, IT parks. They were huddled in one corner. I went and spoke to them. Then there was this young couple who had 2 children, and I went and spoke to them, and a lot of people. And I noticed somewhere in the distance, you know, the small gym kind of areas where you can do pull-ups and dips, and you have all those small calisthenics equipments on the beach. There's one small portion there, and right next to them, there's a small circular stone construction, and on it, a bunch of old men, around 5 or 6 were sitting there. Some of them were meditating, some of them were relaxing, closing their eyes. I noticed one man just observing the road and observing the beach, and he was alone. So I walked up to him. I said, "Excuse me, sir. My name is Arvind. I'm an animal rights activist, and me and my friends here, we are here trying to impart an important message to people. Do you mind if I talk to you for a few minutes?" We all know that usually elderly people without company love to talk. So he was like, "Please do. Have a seat. Let's talk." So I asked him, "Sir, do you love animals? What do you think of animals?" He's like, "Yeah, animals, they are wonderful, beautiful. They are God's babies, God's creation." I said, "Wow, that's nice to hear from someone like that." So just asking you a question, me and you are seated here right now, and we can see a dog over there. Now, if you saw someone take a stone and hit that dog, what would you do? Just asking you. And he said, "Someone throwing a stone at a dog, that's a crime. How dare they do that? That poor being has hurt no one, harmed nobody. We have no right to unnecessarily go and cause pain and suffering to them." He said, "I would stand up, put my foot down, and ask the perpetrator to stop." And I was like, "Wow, that's an amazing answer, sir." But because I'm expecting to meet people like you, people who are actually compassionate, people who actually take action. Because I've been asking this question to a bunch of people before I met him, and they were saying like, "Oh, is it a rabid dog? Well, it depends. I don't know. If it's my kids, I wouldn't confront somebody." People had different answers, but this elderly man was the first one who said, "You know what? I will confront." I was like, "Awesome." Now let's say someone tried to kill that dog, like take a knife or something. What did you do then? He said, "That is the most horrifying crime in this world, to take the life of someone else. I mean, what right? Who gave us it? God didn't give us that right. We have no right to be killing someone else. And in my eyes, that is a crime." And then I asked him, "Okay, imagine this. Instead of a dog, there is a goat. And this man right now has a knife with him right now. And right now he's about to kill. What would you do?" And this man told me, "I will go there, take my hand, I will stop that person forcefully. I will call the police and I will protest until that person is hung to death." Note, these were the words that came out of his mouth, and I'm not making this story up. It's a real story. I didn't say anything. I didn't even try to induce him to say that. He's saying all of this by himself. And so he says that killing that goat is the worst crime. And by this time, he is getting a bit angsty, and he's starting to speaking a bit loudly, emotionally. And so the rest of the elderly people have stopped, and they all huddled close to us. So now the gang is going a bit larger. The people who are working out, they're like, "What's going on there? There's this elderly man speaking loudly. Let's go check out." So all those gym guys come here. So now there's like a big circle around me, the both of us. And he's saying, "Killing an animal is a crime. It is horrific. Any human who does it must be hung to death, and I will fight through the government tooth and nail to get this law passed." I told him, "Wow, you seem to be more aggravated than myself. But I do want to ask you, sir, do you eat meat? Do you eat chicken? Do you eat mutton? You understand you're reacting this way. But when you eat mutton, you are paying someone else to kill that goat that you would have yourself saved, that you would have yourself fought for to stop from getting hurt. And this is exactly, I promise, what happened. His face was like this. And then you could see the face, you could feel the reality hitting him. And it went like this. And he held my hand and looked in my eyes and told me, "But my dear child, plants feel pain." And I am not joking. Now when he said this, everyone else around us was like, yeah, right. And because they didn't hear the whole conversation. They were like, yeah, plants feel pain. But I told him, wait, sir. All this time you were so emotional and so angry. And now you're saying, you're comparing the life of that poor goat whom you would have fought for to a grape, to a tomato, to an apple, to a leaf. Does that make sense to you? He's like, listen, my young boy, you're an animal rights activist, you're young, all that. Very good job you're doing, I admire your work, but understand that plants also feel pain. When you cut a tomato, they also feel pain. Then I asked him, but dear sir, there's a man right there. He's cooking corn on the beach. Confront him. Ask the government to hang him. If it's an equal crime, you must do that, must you not? And then he said this to me. Do you know how many seeds there are in a watermelon? I told probably 100 or 1,000. He said, yes. So every time you kill a watermelon, you kill 100 or 1,000 lives. Whereas when I kill a goat, I kill only one life. Now, what do we learn from this? It goes to show the extent and the lengths to which human beings will go to protect themselves. You see, the man, when first confronted about the truth that animals are being harmed in society, was okay to admitting it. Yes, they're being harmed. Yes, I will take action. I will stop it. But the moment he realized that he was the one causing that pain and suffering, full-on defense mode. Oh no, plants feel pain. I can't do it. Stop blaming me. I am the victim. The plants are the victim. This is sad. And you know why it's sad? That man was probably 60 or 70 years old. What does age mean in our society? Age means wisdom, knowledge, experience. It means someone who has seen it all, who has been there, done that. And they are the people that we look up to and we learn from. And what kind of society are we living in? If the elderly, if the most experienced of all of us in our human society is willing to live in lies, willing to live in denial, why do we see such widespread violence happening to animals by humans? Why do humans not care? It's because they've been hearing lies like this from their parents and teachers and elders all their life. So far, I have met hardly anyone in my life, in real life, maybe in online a few, but in real life, of people who could say, you know what? That was an excellent point. I was wrong. I admit my mistakes. I will change. It takes true bravery and true courage to say those words and live and change your actions if you know they're wrong. By watching this video, I want to make one point clear to you. Number one, please don't think that all elders are wise, that everything that someone who is older than us, if they say to us and advice they give to us, it must be right. No. Elders are sadly just as cruel, cunning, and selfish, and sadly in many cases, foolish, like the rest of us. They are human beings after all. Instead, let's think with our own mind. Let's think objectively, see what's right, and have the courage to admit we were wrong, change our ways, move forward, and live vegan. So that's the story for today. If you enjoy the story, do let me know in the comments. If you like stories like this, well, guess what? I can keep you entertained throughout the entire quarantine period with more stories and more messages. See you guys next time. Live vegan.